Hello everyone, this is Sonic Goon, coach of the Lansdowne Guzzlords, here for Week 5 recap of the Villanova Pokemon League Season 6. For this week, my opponent is Ben, coach of the Austin Alcremie, and his team is strong. Dragapult is probably the best Pokemon in draft right now, even in cut moves allowed or cut moves not allowed leagues. A lot of people consider him a must draft for round 1. And I have to agree. This mod is stupidly fast, stupidly strong, and hard to deal with because he has like 6 sets he can run, and all of them are equally able to fuck you up if you don't prep for all of them at the same time, which you can't really do. So you have to actually like predict, like based on what his team is, what he's going to bring. But he could just bring the set that fucks you over, and you lose. Mega Beedrill, another ridiculously fast Pokemon, only two base stat points lower than Dragapult. U-turn, X-Scissor, Drill Run, Poison Jab, Knockoff. It also gets Protect. So I'm gonna really have a hard time dealing with it, and like I literally can't outspeed it. My fastest Pokemon is Torn T, and I don't want to run that Scarf because Boots is too good of an item to have. Thing is that just looking at his team overall, he has a huge speed gap after Beedrill. His next fastest Mon is actually his Rotom-Mow, 86 speed. So because of that, all of my Pokemon that are in between Beedrill and Rotom-Mow can just get away with not running that much speed because I don't really need it. Next is Mamoswine. Mamoswine's ridiculously strong. It clicks Icicle Crash or it clicks Earthquake. Offensively, this mon's ridiculous. Defensively, it's not a slouch either. Being an Ice type kind of sucks because it's weak to. It's not even, but it's not weak to rocks. So yeah, all it has to deal with is like Ice type's really annoying weaknesses to things like fighting and I think Steel. This ground doesn't resist Steel, so yeah, like it's weak to really weird types, and it's still weak to Ice and Fire still, even though, but it has Thick Fat to deal with those. But if it doesn't run Thick Fat, then like Intimidate mons kind of go through it, because then it can't run Oblivious to avoid Intimidate shenanigans. So yeah, Primarina, this was actually a mon I kind of overlooked, but looking at it, I kind of realized how much this mon goes in against my team. Especially bulky out the ass, visually unappealing because it's the most boring Pokemon from Gen 7 starter lineup. But mon has a lot of things. It has Draining Kiss, Calm Mind now, so it can set up like with sub, Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, and then Sparkling Aria for the Singer boost or whatever the hell her hidden ability is. And yeah, this mon's just annoying to really deal with. It's really bulky. Water Fairy is one of the best typings in the game. Yeah. Rotom-Mow, as I said, this is his next fastest mon after his Beedrill, and it's Rotom-Mow. Grass Electric's a good typing. Offensively, it's pretty decent coverage, but I'm not really super weak to that on my team, so I'm not really super worried about this mon. It can go Burr because it has freaking Nasty Plot now, and like that could be a problem. So yeah. Next is Incineroar. This is the other one of the Alolan starters, but it's actually cool to look at. This mon has Intimidate. It's really bulky, but it's kind of slow. It's gotten a lot of new moves this generation, and even last generation it got U-turn and as well as Parting Shot. So now it has a lot of ways to pivot around his team and make it easier for him to bring in Dragapult and Mega Beedrill, which are a little bit more frail, so don't want to take attacks right off the bat. Next is Bronzong. This thing's fat. It's a bell. Lefty's Steel type that clicks rocks or Gyro Ball or Toxic. That's pretty much all what it has been doing since its inception, and it's still very good at doing that. So yeah, not really a slouch in that department. Though it's a bit passive, so you don't really want to rely on it to be the defensive mon or to be the check to whatever offensive threat you're weak to, because it could just allow that check to set up and win. Third to last is Swellow. This mon was irrelevant until it got Boom Burst, and then now it's a threat. Ridiculously fast, but like again, it I have a steel type named Cabaraja, so I'm really just... And then I also have a ghost type that would definitely love to just sit there on his Specs Boomburst and just eat them for days. So I don't really care about Soil at all. I'm not worried about this mon in the slightest. Alamomola, another one of those bulky waters, but it's way more freaking passive than Primarina ever is. It clicks Bush, and it has Regenerator. That's about it. It has knockoff and shenanigans like that, but it's a really passive bulky water. And then last but not least is Scrafty on his team. This mon he hasn't brought yet at all, but I'm super worried about dealing with it. Surprisingly bulky, has a lot of different set options. It can be like anti-status because it has Shed Skin, but it also could be like a setup sweeper with Dragon Dance into Moxie and just ruin my entire team. So my entire game plan for Scrafty is just to kill it with a fairy move. So yeah, just jump right into my team. I have a max special attack Comfey. As I said, this stops the Scrafty from going in if it ever gets a set up. U-turn if I don't need to click any of these two moves, and then Toxic because I didn't really know what else to run, because I couldn't run like Calm Mind, Grinning Kiss, Giga Drain, like Store Power because he had Bronzong, and not having hidden power actually really hurts me, so I just ran Toxic because like when you don't know what to do, you just run Toxic on your last move. Next is AV Caparaja. This is my only real switch in to Primarina that I brought. Looking back on this, I probably should have brought Quilladin. Max Spadef Quilladin with Eviolite just sits in front of Primarina all day, and then I set up Leech Seed, and then I just kind of drain it of its health very slowly, and then it dies. And then defensively, it also deals with Rotom Mo, things of that nature, but I wasn't really thinking of that because like I was definitely sleeping on my own Quilladin, which is not a good thing to do. But yeah, this entire like moveset should hit every single mon in this team for very good damage. Next is max defense Licky Licky. This is my only way of dealing with physical Dragapults. Wish passing support to help my entire team out. Body press knockoff, body slam. Body press is there because he has an Incineroar, and if I'm max defense, I might as well go with my strongest move. Intimidate doesn't bother me. Getting burned doesn't bother me. I don't really care. He can parting shot me. I don't care. My body press is still going to do more damage than any physical move I can. Knockoff is here for utility. Same with body slam. It 30% paralysis is fantastic. If I get that off from like a Beedrill, that Beedrill is completely useless now. Next, Midas, the Nidoking. Standard Nidoking stuff. You know, Fire Blast to hit Bronzong if he's not Levitate. Ice Beam hits a lot, and then Earth Power, Sludge Wave hits everything else. Now we have a Scarf Blacephalon. Scarf Modest Blacephalon still outspeeds his entire team unless he has like a Scarf Dragapult or something. And I mean, like, I'm not really clicking any other moves other than Fire Blast or Shadow Ball or Flamethrower, because once I'm at +1, Flamethrower basically acts like Fire Blast, but doesn't miss. And then Shadow Ball just goes burr against his team if Primarina is not alive. Last but certainly not least, on my team, I'm bringing Bulk Up Gallade. Again, because he has such a weird speed gap on his team, and I'm really not expecting Swallow at all, I decided to just let my Gallade be this slow, because I'm now, I think, 1 or 2 points faster than the Rotom Mo after Mega, and I can afford to get a little bit more bulk in my HP, so I can maybe take a hit better against like Dragapult that might outspeed me, and then I kill it with Zen Headbutt, or yeah, I kill it with Zen Headbutt. And then Shadow Sneak is like to revenge kill off the Dragapult if it's low already. But yeah, to jump right into the game, he brings about what I expected, but I, again, like, as I said, and we'll go over my team, I didn't really prep for the Pre-Marine all that much, because I'm kind of sleeping on this mon, mostly because I just don't like it at all, so I don't really think much of it, so I just completely forgot about its offensive capabilities going into this week. But, yeah, looking at his lineup, I feel like I just lead Bilcephalon anyway, because if he leads Incin or Pre-Marina, I just switch into something to take that Pre-Marina hit or the Incineroar hit. If he's not those, I just fire off a Fire Blast and pray. So he leads Mamo, I lead Bilcephalon, so I'm just going to click Fire Blast, and I do a pretty decent 24% to this Incineroar, and I just go straight into Gallade because I'm thinking, oh, he's just going to click Knock Off. Yeah. So after he power shots me, I have to go into my he goes out into his Dragapult, so I have to go in my Copperajah because it's the only thing that really takes that hit really well. Maybe I should have gone to Comfey to threaten with Dreading Kiss, but I don't know. I feel like this was the more consistent play because Comfey got mauled by Shadow Ball if he went for that, and I figured he would more likely go for that because I had a Psychic type out in front of him. So yeah, he goes straight for. I'm kind of regretting over predicting that. I should have gone for a Heat Crash there no matter what, or even just gone for Heavy Slam, because this was that was a pretty obvious switch in. I should have been predicting starting my predictions pretty early because I need to really break down his team in order for me to win this week, in order for Bilcephalon to win. So I go and Licky on the Mamo. As I just, basically wish up in front of this Incineroar. I do not care that I am burned. My other two moves on this Licky are here just for the utility of the moves themselves and not damage. So I'm fine, like, getting knocked off. I'm fine getting just because burn doesn't really affect anything. Here he gets a really stupid crit. The crit actually matters because I'm basically, like, if I got another crit, I actually could have probably even, if I got crit again, I probably could have even lost my Galar or my Copperajah. And because of that, he's able to, like, flip turn out, and I don't really do much. I should, and then I go for the play that I should have gone when I had this out in front of Dragapult, but I'm dumb, and I click Heavy Slam here instead of Earthquake again because I thought he was just going to go into Roto mode again. But I should have, like, thought that Ben was a smart player and he wouldn't make the same decision twice. So I shouldn't have. I should have gone for the same decision no matter what. Here he kills my Licky, which actually was a bad play on my part. But I didn't really have much to switch in on those Flare Blitz other than maybe Nidoking. Because, like, he doesn't really have a Sludge Wave switch in on his team, does he? No, because, like, Beedrill doesn't want to take hits anyway. Dragapult doesn't want to take hits anyway. I guess Dragapult is his only switch in, but, like, you're risking me going for the raw Ice Beam and just destroying your entire existence. So I feel like I should have gone into Nidoking after he locked himself into Flare Blitz there. But I guess I was just too scared of, like, a burn on Nidoking or doing too much to Nidoking to really go for risky plays. But here I'm able to kill the Incineroar, so that's one thing that can stop this Bilcephalon down. And next is Comfey, Pre-Marina. I have to basically whittle this down, and that Giga Drain did nothing. So that's AV Pre-Marina, AV max HP actually. So now I'm kind of realizing, well, shit, I have no real way of dealing with this mon, as he's just able to flip turn out and chunk my entire existence. As again, I just go for the obvious play and go for Heavy Slam instead of trying to predict. And because I'm so low, I should have, well, I don't know why I went for Heavy Slam again. If I killed the Rotom-Mow again, or if I killed the Rotom-Mow with Heat Crash, he would go into Pre-Marina and he has to click a move. And then I could probably go into Nidoking and force it out, but instead I just go for the Heavy Slam again and let my Copperajah die. And then I don't know why I went into Blacephalon. I think at this point I was kind of going on autopilot because I realized that my chances of killing this Pre-Marine are really low. I should have probably gone into Nidoking and really tried to pressure with Sludge Wave. But instead I'm stupid, and now I'm forced to just hope for the dodge on this Hydro Pump, and I don't get it. So, yeah. This is basically over at this point. I can't really win this. Because Mamo... Another error that I had in my actual prep is that I didn't run Drain Punch Gallade. I should have run Drain Punch Gallade because I was running, like, bulk up, so I was just getting more bulky and I was able to take more damage. But now because I'm at minus Spadef, I just die to a freaking Shadow Ball. So yeah, GG's to Ben. I think this was definitely just one of the weird weeks where I just did not prep that well. I did not play well at all. I was definitely out of my element. But yeah, you know, it's an interdivision match, so it didn't really matter because playoffs are determined by who makes it in your division. So I'm not really too worried about losing this because it's iterative. It's literally just there to see who's better out of the two divisions and like to give us an extra week to play games. But yeah, I think I could have definitely played better, and I definitely still think I could have won with the team I brought. I just did not pressure as well as I should have. I did not play as well as I should have. I kind of just I made too many mistakes early on with Caparaja, just not guessing right at all. And that's where this mon really shines, is that you just guess. If you can't just click heavy slam and no brain it, it shines really well when you guess correctly and get the right predictions. And also because it was so slow, it just kind of let Pre-Marina click flip turn every single time. I should have stopped going into Caparaja after I saw flip turn, but I didn't really know how to deal with it because I haven't actually fought a Pokemon with flip turn ever before, so I just didn't really know how to deal with that. Yeah, GG's. I think this week I'm 4-1, so I'm still very likely to make playoffs, but I still need that one extra win. And I care more about getting that one extra win in my division because that just generally secures my playoff spot, because then I would have wins against 5 people that all potentially could make playoffs. So then I would always get the eke out even if I lose out after that 5th win. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.